Hey, what's up guys and gals, my name is Rick Nige. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be looking at Seinfeld, and at the request of a commenter, we're going to look at the quote-unquote wheelchair episode. This is in fact the episode called The Handicap Spot. It is from season 4, episode number 62 of Seinfeld. This was a May 13th, 1993 release. By the way, if you like the show Seinfeld, don't forget to look at my Seinfeld playlist for more Seinfeld content. And of course, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up for more videos just like this. Now in this episode, Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer are on their way to buy a big screen TV for the Drake. Now George parks his father's car in a handicap spot. Of course, this car is not allowed to park there. So an angry mom shows up and trashes the car, and George must face the wrath of his father. It's the first time that we meet Frank Costanza. Now we first must start and note that this episode was made in the 1990s, so it could be seen as a little bit controversial. However, I think we should look at the executive producer of Seinfeld, George Shapiro. He noted that there was a bit of a minor controversy surrounding this episode. He said that they got some negative letters, but they did get a letter from a handicap group that complimented the show for treating the person that was in the show with intelligence and humanity. So all in all, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. What did you think of this episode? If you have watched it, and your thoughts on it, and if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it and come back to the video and let me know your thoughts below. Now, as I previously said, this is the first moment where we see the character Frank Costanza. However, the episode originally had the actor John Randolph portraying him, but he was later replaced by Jerry Stiller. So when the series went into syndication, the Randolph scenes were reshot with Stiller. If you do own the DVD version, you can see both of them, so it's really cool to see how Frank Costanza would have looked like, but then we obviously ended with Jerry Stiller, and I think they did make a great choice. Now, if you haven't taken a look at my parking garage secrets episode, you will note that in this handicap spot episode, Kramer makes a reference to, quote-unquote, make sure we don't forget where the car is parked. That's a reference, of course, to this parking garage episode 23 moment. In the entire episode, the gang searches for their car in a mall parking ramp. Now in this episode, Kramer was rejected by a woman in a wheelchair because he was a quote-unquote hipster doofus, and that was inspired by an article in the December 1992 issue of The Atlantic Monthly, where the writer, Frances Davis, used this term, and Larry David happened to read it and thought it would be perfect and incorporated it into the script. Now pay attention to the scene of this mob. You see Kathy Kinney. She kind of becomes the leader of this mob that vandalizes Frank Costanza's car. Now if you pay attention to Kathy, you will note that she does look familiar. This is because she is best known as Mimi from The Drew Carey Show. And it is important to note in this episode, around this time in 1993, Seinfeld became the first show to improve on the Nielsen ratings of its Cheers lead-in, since Taxi did it a decade earlier. So that is a great accomplishment for the Seinfeld show. Again, let me know your thoughts about this episode. Now, free to let me know which other one you'd like me to take a look at. I really do appreciate all of your support and your love. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see all of the videos that I post from different ranging topics. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Always stay positive, always better yourself, and most importantly, be hopeful.